Hi, I'm Irving. Welcome to Kato and Whatsisname. 1967 was the year that Batman fever took over the US. The insane success of the goofy, offbeat Adam West series spawned a host of knockoffs and attempted parallels. We've looked at a couple of them in the Dumbbell Derby. ABC, meanwhile, decided to ride the superhero wave a little more itself and introduced Van Williams as the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet started out as a radio character similar to the Lone Ranger and others of the time. Like all the others, nobody seemed to feel a need to explain why a rich young publisher would risk his life like this. He just did. The character showed up in several movie serials and other media over the next 3 decades, and this was his latest incarnation, complete with Al Hurt theme song. Where Batman went in the direction of not taking itself seriously, the Green Hornet was just the opposite. The show was dark, foreboding, sometimes almost creepy. The Hornet slinks around in the shadows, everyone is afraid of him, and he's considered a wanted criminal. Only the DA knows what he's really about, so the Hornet and Kato spend some time dodging the police. The official explanation is this allows him to move freely in the underworld and root out evil wherever he may find it. My explanation is it lets us use a couple of cop chases to fill out the runtime. A gangster named Bannister is burying his father when a couple of police pull up. Bannister said he wanted to talk to them after the funeral, but it's not going to happen because Bannister is about to join his dad. After the prologue finishes, we get a basic introduction to this new series.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet.
What do you mean, another challenge? We haven't seen him have any challenges yet, so he should say, our first challenge for the Green Hornet.
His aide, Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner-publisher of the Daily Sentinel.
So, like Batman and many others, his chief superpower is money.
His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
Reed and Scanlon, the DA, have their own scrambled phone line, over which Scanlon tells Reed that the bullet that killed Bannister was .17 caliber. Nobody's ever heard of such a thing before. But before they can follow up on the thought, another story drops in Reed's lap. Bannister's girlfriend knows who did it and wants $2,000 to tell her story. Reed agrees.
Now this is more like it. Just like the old days when I lived in the same building with you and your father. Your pa, rest his soul, was running these. I remember once we paid $5,000 to an axe murderer.
And now we know how Britt Reed got his money. He inherited it from Dad. How very Batmanish. But it was kind of a common theme with these early superheroes that they basically came from dynasties. Iron Man was a notable exception. In the earliest comics, Tony Stark was a self-made millionaire and we never learned anything about his dad. I think it's a handy way to explain how such a young guy has so much money he can dress up in a silly outfit and beat people up. Scanlon uses a secret entrance to get into Britt's house, where he reveals that during World War II, the OSS developed a silent gun like the one they're after. This can't be one of them, they're all accounted for.
There's one thing that ties in tight. James Bannister, Dave's father, was a retired gunsmith.
Just then, Britt gets a call. The gun has been used again. That night, the Green Hornet and Kato break out their technological marvel, the Black Beauty. When you have enough money, you can develop car fluids that won't all run to the top of the engine so there's no oil in the crankcase and the engine burns up when you start it. At the Sentinel, he gasses the reporter and talks to the girl. He gives her $4,000, twice what she asked, and says, I want the gun. Who killed Dave Bannister with it and who has it now?
Joe Renner. He killed Dave. You know him?
He works for Al Trump.
She says it's all her fault. She insisted they have a certain amount of money before they got married. He tried to get it the easy way by gambling, got in over his head, and you can fill in the rest of the story. Except for one little detail.
How did the gun get into it?
Dave told Trump about how his father had invented it. He offered it to him in exchange for his IOUs.
After that, they killed him and his father to keep either of them from talking about it. The Hornet and Kato stake out Renner's apartment just in time to see two guys from a rival gang go in. By the time they get inside, Renner is dead and the gun is gone. At that moment, another gangster named Al Trump and a couple of his men come in and get the drop on them. Trump says, "Call the police and tell them I just caught the Green Hornet." Bruce Lee in action is always fun to watch. The other boss's name is Dan Carly, and he's scary enough that Trump makes a deal. The Green Hornet negotiates between the two of them, and he gets 50%. They got into Renner's place the same way. Does everyone in this city leave their windows open? Those things look nasty. So nasty, in fact, that one guy is just going to stand in that one spot and hold his arm for the rest of the scene.
What is all this? No more tricks, Carly. I'm here to talk business.
What do you want with me?
They negotiate a demonstration of the gun while Kato quietly plants a bug in the room. As the Black Beauty drives away, they listen to Carly's plan. He calls Trump and they agree to use the demonstration shot on the Green Hornet. Big surprise. He gets in a car with Carly and Trump where he activates a homing beacon so Kato can follow. Even if he hadn't already known the plan, could that guy be more obvious about it? I just had a knee replaced and I think I could have dodged that. The Hornet runs into a parking garage and rips out all the fuses so it stays dark. Now we get your basic cat and mouse game in a dark parking garage. It's a bit of a cliche, but in this case it's a well done cliche. We see the difference between the cool, thinking Carly and the jittery, near-panic henchman who shoots at every sound and better be careful he doesn't shoot the boss by mistake. Naturally, the henchman is the first to go down. Carly comes running with the gun.
I wish I didn't have to use this.
Yeah, he's only got one bullet and he doesn't know where the rest of them are. He accidentally shot a steam pipe and scalded his own face.
You all right?
Fine, Kato. You timed it just right. Call Scanlon. Tell him it's time to pick up these two.
Ew, did you really have to show me that?
One grease, one parboiled.
And then make a bad joke about it. As I said, this show embraced the dark side. We've learned a little about our main character, and in the usual fashion, we won't learn anything about his sidekick, just that Britt Reed has a butler named Kato, and the Green Hornet has a sidekick named Kato, and nobody can put that together. Bruce Lee was pretty well wasted in this opening episode because 98% of his time on screen had him driving. Bruce Lee was never known for driving. We got one little glimpse of what he is known for, and I hope there's a promise of more to come. It's established that the underworld has no idea the Green Hornet is working with the authorities. To them, he's another rival. They take him very seriously, though, as we learned from Carly's little speech right before he cooked himself.
I'm sorry, Hornet, but this had to happen sometime. You and I have been on a collision course for years. Two brilliant men. There's room for only one.
We got a buttload of information right there, and it's going to serve us well in the coming episodes. Until next time.